One airport is spreading autism awareness. What GSP is doing to help create a friendlier flying environment for children on the spectrum.
And it's your last day to check out Spring Fling in downtown Spartanburg. Food, music, all kinds of fun going on later today. We'll have a little preview for you coming up.
Live from the news station, this is 7 News Daybreak.
Good morning. It is Sunday, 7:29 now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rochelle Spence. Beautiful day yesterday. Pretty warm. Storm Team 7 meteorologist Jason Appy shows us what we can expect this Sunday.
Yeah, it feels like summer outside right now and during the afternoon. We're seeing that right around 70 to start your day in downtown Greenville. Look at our live Doppler is clear now. We're going to see just clouds passing through this morning. A very muggy start to the day for April standards. Here we'll jump temperatures into the 70s by noon and not as warm as yesterday, but still on the warm side for sure. 80s with a chance for showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. I'll track those coming up in your forecast in a few minutes.
Jason, thank you. New details this morning on the body found in Table Rock State Park yesterday. Pickens County coroner tells 7 News 2 men were hiking on Mill Creek Pass, and that is a trail that has been closed off since the wildfires last fall. One man stopped to rest while the other kept walking. The one who rested went looking for him but couldn't find him. Park rangers found that hiker dead at the bottom of a waterfall. We hope to learn that victim's name today. For many people, going to the airport, it can be stressful, right? But for families with a child who has special needs, sometimes flying isn't even an option. GSP International Airport wants to help those families. 7 News reporter Katie Solt explains how a new program is making life easier.
This is Delta's flight 8241.
Going to the airport isn't always an easy day. Between making the flight and going through security, it can get hectic, even more hectic for families with a special needs child.
I think the biggest fear is she gets quite overwhelmed by noises and sounds and new experiences. And so there's meltdowns and different things like that.
We know what happens if we go to the grocery store and our child has a difficult time. We get the stares and the glares and the comments. And if you imagine that happening at 30,000 feet when there's no way to get out, you're probably just going to avoid even trying it.
Which is why GSP partnered with autism groups around the upstate to host the Wings for Autism program.
We learned just how many people there are on the autistic spectrum, and that translated into potentially hundreds of, if not more, people coming through the airport every day that are on the spectrum.
The program allowed families to practice the entire airport experience from start to finish. The kids got their boarding pass, went through security, and even got to board the plane.
It takes the fear out of the process because they're all so process related, schedule oriented, that when they go through it, they'll be able to know what to expect next.
This opens up the doors for them to be able to go on and make great memories with their families.
After today, many of the families are ready to fasten their seatbelts and get ready for takeoff. In Greer, Katie Solt, 7 News.
Officials with the airport say this won't be the last Wings for Autism event. GSP hopes to hold this at least once a year. Yesterday was National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, and in Spartanburg, people could drop off their prescriptions here at the CVS on Garner Road. Spartanburg police officers were there on hand to help. They encouraged people to drop off any expired, unused, or unwanted prescription drugs. They also hope to keep those pills out of the hands of others and keep them from harming the environment.
We had these pills around that were expired. They'd just been sitting around, and we should have done it before, but we hadn't done it. And we decided, we saw the announcement on TV, and I said, okay, it's time to take them in.
There were events held across the country and the upstate for Drug Take Back Day. Cherokee County held their own weekend for it. They sent us in these photos. The sheriff's office says people turned in about 300 pounds of unwanted or expired medication. And in the previous 11 events, Cherokee County has received more than 1,500 pounds of medication. President Donald Trump has reached his 100th day in office. He marked the milestone with a rally in Pennsylvania. Brooks Silva Braga was there.
Legions of supporters, many wearing Make America Great Again hats, rallied in Harrisburg to congratulate President Trump on his first 100 days in office.
We are keeping one promise after another, and frankly, the people are really happy about it.
The enthusiastic crowd cheered familiar themes.
Media outlets like CNN and MSNBC are fake news. Fake news.
And celebrated a new direction in politics.
From now on, it's going to be America first.
Mr. Trump's ambitious agenda has been met with some resistance in Washington. The plan to repeal and replace Obamacare has stalled, and the president still needs to secure funding to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border.
The president has an historically low approval rating for this stage of his presidency, but his core supporters are still extremely supportive.
I would give him an A+. I think he's doing a real good job.
He promised a lot,
and he's delivered on a lot.
Mr. Trump visited a manufacturing plant earlier in the day and signed an executive order, creating an Office of Trade and Manufacturing Policy. Brooke Silva Braga for CBS News, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
John Dickerson had a sit-down interview with President Trump. You can see that interview on Face the Nation this morning at 10:30 right here on 7 News. Thousands of people across the U.S. are marking President Donald Trump's 100th day in office by marching in protest of his environmental policies. In Washington, D.C., large crowds made their way down Pennsylvania Avenue to the White House. Organizers say about 300 other protest marches were also planned around the country. The EPA has removed most of the information on climate change from its website. A press release from the agency says the website is being updated to reflect the approach of new leadership. EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt has previously expressed doubt about the reasons for climate change. Scientists have made another advancement in medical technology. This time, researchers are aiming to save the lives of premature babies with the creation of an artificial womb. You see it at work here. We'll explain just how it works next.